Alright, hello citizens of the Nigelverse. It's Nigel here once again, and this is going to be another wrestling review. So if you remember a while back, we looked at the first ever Elimination Chamber match from Survivor Series 2002. But you can't do something as big and successful as that match just once. So, oh, uh, from this match and even after, the Elimination Chamber became a mostly annual match. Match, um, Aside from 1 or 2 years, where they didn't have it, the Elimination Chamber became pretty much like an annual thing. And thankfully, because I'm reviewing SummerSlam stuff, and this takes place on a SummerSlam, and that gives me an excuse to review this. So I'm going to be talking about the sequel to the Elimination Chamber match from Survivor Series of last year with the Elimination Chamber match at SummerSlam 2003. So, as always, I'm not a professional wrestling reviewer, analyst, or anything. Just a man who enjoys a good time, which I had for the most part. I feel like a lot of people like this match. A lot of people don't like it as much, and you'll kind of understand why. But yeah, this was a pretty good match for the most part, I'd say. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So starting with, and if you've seen these reviews of mine before, you kind of already know how this works. If you haven't, I'm going to be talking about what I liked and what I disliked about the match. So starting with what I liked, like, in terms of field of competitors, just based off talent and some stuff which is kind of we'll get into, but just from the field of competitors, not really a bad field. So this year's field is Triple H, the World Heavyweight Champion, defending against Goldberg, Chris Jericho, Shawn Michaels, Randy Orton, and Kevin Nash. On paper, not really a bad field of competitors, but yeah. So there's that. Just as much carnage as last year's Elimination Chamber match, maybe a little bit less, and at least Triple H doesn't get his throat crushed this time around. And this time around, you can tell really. With last year, they were really breaking in the chamber, or really kind of breaking in, introducing this new match concept. For here, it's a bit more, or they've kind of figured out the formula, I feel like, a little bit more for this year, which is the perks of doing something from one year and then to the next. Is this better than the inaugural chamber match at from last year's Survivor Series? I'd say kind of in the middle in terms of enjoyability between these two. This one also a bit more of a showcase. You have some matches that are essentially a showcase. These end up elimination chamber matches that are kind of a showcase for a certain superstar, or to really show off an aspect of them, whether it be their power, their determination, their will to succeed. For last year, it was Shawn Michaels seemed like the favorite to win after having just returned not too long ago. But this year is Goldberg really showing off the power, and they definitely got it over for the most part, eliminating everyone from the field aside from Triple H and Kevin Nash, as Triple H did retain here, and we'll get to that. But yeah, really showing off Goldberg's power as he eliminates Chris Jericho, Shawn Michaels, and Randy Orton, and really putting him over. Goldberg, not really one for long matches, but I think they utilize it well here. For starters, he enters out of his pod last, which smart move. Then he just decimates the other three, and then he has his thing with Triple H. So I think that was gotten over pretty well, is putting over Goldberg in a massive way through the means there. Kind of a means to an end. We still get some trademark Elimination Chamber stuff, including the use of the chamber itself as a weapon, but otherwise really showing off Goldberg's power and strength. And like I said, not the last time they would do this. In fact, they also did it in 2018 with Braun Strowman in that Elimination Chamber match, although that one also kind of ended questionably. And again, we'll also get to that. But yeah, so really showing off Goldberg's power, showing and Goldberg as kind of like this big deal, as this big major thing, and he definitely was for the most part. But yeah, so showing that off, starting off with Chris Jericho and Shawn Michaels, which Chris Jericho and Goldberg, despite their issues that they had, Jericho and Goldberg, they were able to work together. Although it was kind of brief between them, so I guess that was kind of the deal, perhaps between the two. But yeah, so starting off with Chris Jericho and Shawn Michaels, which it's not the only time you'd start off with Jericho and Shawn Michaels. They also did it in 2008 with the Raw Elimination Chamber match. Go check out my review of No Way Out 2008 to learn more about that. But yeah, so starting off with Jericho and Shawn Michaels, I think was really good, and yeah, so so yeah, there's that. So those aspects I think are fine. In terms of what I didn't like as much about the match, if we're being honest, it's like I said, on paper this seemed like a interesting match, but considering the context of the year we're in, this being 2003, out of all 6 of these competitors, 3 of these guys didn't have a chance of winning this. It's 3 of them reasonably did. Chris Jericho, Randy Orton, and Kevin Nash were not winning this one. And Chris Jericho, been in the World Championship picture before, but I wasn't really in it at this point. I mean, at least if I'm not really mistaken, not really in it at this point. And kind of in there, or more for cannon fire for Goldberg. Same with Randy Orton. Randy Orton wouldn't be in the world title picture until next year. In fact, the very next year, as he would win the world championship at the next SummerSlam in 2004, or from anyway. Randy Orton Randy Orton not quite at world championship level, still firmly in evolution at this point, which is also why Ric Flair is there with Triple H. And Kevin Nash, again, no disrespect to him, he's kind of one of those LOL WTF entries, and most chamber matches have at least one of those entries where it's a guy that no chance they're winning this. It's Chris Jericho and Randy Orton. You can maybe almost make a case for them, almost more so Chris Jericho, but Kevin Nash, no. And Kevin Nash is the first to go. You can tell Kevin Nash kind of there to round out the competitors, but the other 3 seem a bit more reasonable. Obviously, Shawn Michaels won it last year. Won the World Heavyweight Championship last year, feuding with Triple H and everything. And Triple H, the world champion going in. Goldberg, on the rise, on the fast track to becoming World Heavyweight Champion, even though he technically won it. Although I believe this incarnation of the World Heavyweight Championship in WWE, different lineage from the one in WCW, and then the current one that Seth Rollins has is a different lineage from both of those. So, yay! But yeah, so 3 of these guys you could see feasibly. 3 of these guys you couldn't. Jericho, Nash, Michaels, Orton all taken out. So now it's down to Goldberg and Triple H. This is reasonably Goldberg being so dominant, having eliminated 3 people in this match. You would think this is where he finishes off Triple H and wins the World Heavyweight Championship. But no, not the case. Triple H with the sledgehammer shot to put down on Goldberg, put him down in order to defeat him there. Ric Flair was with Triple H at the pod, and he slid in the sledgehammer for Triple H to use. Triple H uses it there. A lot of people hated that ending. Feel like Goldberg should have won, and apparently this might have been punishment. And so, as the rumor has it, there was a tour going on, and Triple H, who was hurt, which is why he's wearing those shorts. Yep, this is the match where Triple H has those weird long shorts, which we'll also get to because I do have to address that. But Yeah, Triple H was hurt, couldn't really do the tour, so Goldberg was asked to take his place, but Goldberg didn't want to do it, so this was kind of a punishment, which it does kind of suck, but then again, the pettiness of Vince McMahon knows no bounds. But Goldberg losing here, it felt kind of weird. Like, it seemed like a moment where, of course, Goldberg's going to win. He might as well finish off Triple H. He finished off the other three competitors, aside from Kevin Nash, who was already eliminated. But no, that didn't happen. Triple H picks up the win. And now they kind of try to save face a little bit by having Triple H essentially cheat in order to win with the sledgehammer, even though it's obviously no disqualification. But they kind of try to save face there. But otherwise, yeah, a lot of people felt like this was the wrong decision. Felt like Goldberg should have went ahead and picked up the win, and I'm kind of inclined to agree. And then afterwards they beat him down, and Triple H saying, "You'll never hold this world championship," even though Goldberg would literally win it right at the next pay-per-view at Unforgiven. So, yay, Goldberg gets his world championship. But now, addressing the elephant in the room, which I kind of brought up a few moments ago, those shorts from Triple H, those weird cycling type shorts. Triple H had a groin injury around this time, so those are compression shorts, or it's meant to kind of minimize, I guess, the strain on that injury. And a recent example I can give of something like that is when Kenny Omega first came back last year and had to wear that like compression shirt, or in order to protect like the shoulder and everything, in which he had injured. And Triple H in that look, I get it, obviously wanting to minimize the effects of that injury and protect the injury, because it is very tender and very vulnerable. But it still looks weird. And this was no beard Triple H. This was clean shaven, weird bicycle shorts Triple H. No sir. And what is it with back-to-back Elimination Chamber winners having weird attires that they wore in the match? And I guess I can't make fun of Triple H too much for this because of the injury and everything, but it does still look weird. But unlike Shawn Michaels, Triple H does at least have an excuse. But but otherwise, that is going to do it for this match and this review. Like I said, don't know. I feel like I'm kind of in the middle, where I like this year's match versus the 2002 Elimination Chamber match of Survivor Series. In terms of how much I like them, I feel like I'm kind of split down the middle. But otherwise, yeah, that's going to do it for this review. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please do me a favor. Like, comment, subscribe, share it with your friends, turn on post notifications so you know every time I upload a video so you can see as soon as it drops. Let me know in the comments below your thoughts on the match and my review. Did you like to dislike the match? Did you like to dislike my review of the match? Let me know. Do you think Goldberg should have won this match? Let me know. But thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you guys later. Peace.